Hello everybody, welcome to the another part of our HTML series. Today we will talk about block versus inline elements. Understanding the difference between block and inline elements is crucial for creating proper HTML layouts. This is fundamental concept affects how elements behave and interact with each other on the page. Block elements take up the full width available and start on a new line. They create a distinct sections of content and can contain other blocks or inline elements. Examples are div, generic container, paragraphs, headings, lists, and tables. Let me just give you an example here. So let's just generate a boilerplate and start. So if I create a div, and for the sake of your understanding, I am giving it an inline CSS and with a background color of brown. It here, hello, I am a div. And now you can see this is a div with a background color brown. And now you can see this div has only this much of text, but it has taken whole lot of space, all the space which is available on the screen. And now I will tell you what are inline elements. So inline elements are the elements which don't take up the whole space on the page. They only take the space which is needed by them. So inline elements only take up as much width as needed and don't start on a new line. So they never start on a new line. They only take as much space they need. So let's start with the span. So I will only use a span element and I will say hello I will also write another span which is hello I am second span, and for just the sake I will select alt key and have some spaces and give them all styles like background color. Let's for the simplicity keep it blue. So now when we will go on our HTML page, you can see div took whole lot of space, but these span elements which are inline elements took only the space which was needed by them. So this is the basic difference between inline elements and span elements. Sorry, inline elements and block elements. So these are the examples of inline elements and these are the examples of block elements. So let's give you a visual comparison and the basic theoretical knowledge. Block elements stack vertically like a building blocks while inline elements flow horizontally like a words or sentence. And key difference between block and inline elements is that block elements create line breaks before and after themselves, and while inline elements don't disrupt the text flow. And for the nesting rules, you can have a block inside a block, you can have inline elements inside block elements, and you can have inline elements inside inline elements, but you cannot have block element inside an inline element. So you cannot have a div inside a span, but you can always have a span inside a div. So this was the basic analogy. And now let me tell you about IDs and classes. This will be majorly used by you when you will integrate CSS and JS. But let's, for the introduction, I'm giving you this. IDs and classes are powerful global attributes that connect your HTML with CSS, styling, and JavaScript functionality. They're essential for creating dynamic styled and interactive web pages. Global attributes. Both ID and class are global attributes, meaning they can be applied to any HTML element to provide identification and grouping capabilities. Class attributes allows multiple elements to share the same identifier, perfect for applying consistent styling or behavior. So the ID attributes provide the unique identifier for a single element. Each ID must be unique within the entire HTML document. It means you can have only one ID for the entire HTML document. And CSS and JavaScript, these attributes serve as a selector in CSS for styling and in JavaScript DOM for manipulation and event handling. These are the some advanced topics, but if you want us to teach you, you can comment down. So ID characteristics. So ID must be unique, only one per page, and it can be used as an anchor for page navigation. CSS selector hashtag. Oh, whenever you are selecting an ID in a CSS, you start with a hash. And in JavaScript, you can use get element by ID. And class is reusable. Multiple elements can share the same class. Multiple elements can have multiple classes. Elements can have multiple classes. CSS selector dot my class. Whenever you select a class, you use dot in CSS, and with JavaScript, you use get element by class name. So these are the examples, and for short, you can have one ID per element, a lot of infinite classes, as many classes you want per element, and both attributes seamlessly integrate HTML structure with CSS presentation and JavaScript behavior. Best practices: use IDs for unique page elements like headers and main content areas, and use classes for styling groups of similar elements like button, cards, or text formatting. So now we will talk another advanced topic, which is semantic HTML. It uses meaningful tags that describe the purpose and structure of the content and not just its appearance. This approach improves accessibility, SEO, and code maintainability while making your HTML more readable and professional. So header and navigation. So we don't directly write navbar code or a navbar HTML. We first make a header tag and which contains nav and all those things. And same goes for the main content, article, sections, aside, footer, and that's it. So let me just show you a photo of semantic HTML, which will make, you can see this image here. You can zoom out. So it's a non-semantic HTML, and it's not good for SEO, and it's not properly structured. So instead of directly writing the code, we first add the header tag, and we have nav elements and all the elements we want to have in the website header we add there. And then we add the main tag where we can have article, figure, paragraphs, sections, and at the end we can have footer tags. And if we are creating a blog or any other type of landing page, we can also have a site tag. So it doesn't offers a direct functionality, and if we don't add it, it doesn't mean our HTML pages or website will stop, but it's a very good practice for the SEO and search engine, and this is the best approach. So we must do things like that. So let me just show you. So we will add header tag here, and inside that we will have nav tags, and we can have a list of home, and list. I want to show you some examples. Header, then if these div elements will be inside the main tag closes. Now we can have a footer tag, we can have copyright policy there. I'm just writing this all to give you example how we write semantic HTML. So this is the example. So now let's talk about SEO benefits. Search engine better understands your content structure, leading to improved rankings and rich snippets in search results. Accessibility: screen readers and assistive technologies can navigate your content more effectively in helping users with disabilities. And code readability. Semantic tags can make your HTML self-documenting and easier to maintain and more understandable for other developers. And let me tell you, whenever you will be coding for a larger organization or creating your own SaaS products, the major factor will be the code readability, because you will be the person debugging and you will be the person managing that code. So code readability is very important. And the modern standard is that semantic HTML is now expected standard for professional web developers, and it's not just about what works, it's about what works best for everyone. So I'm signing off.